Sairam students, welcome to this literature class. Today we'll be covering up with the revision of the poem Hide and Seek, which is written by Vernon Scannell. Last class, in our last video, I have covered the first lesson, that is the surprise party, and lesson number 3, the meeting pool. So quickly, let's get started. Just get a book and a pen so that you can jot down the important points again if you have not done that earlier. The poem starts with a child who confidently challenges his friends to find him, as he is sure that no one in his hide and seek group would be able to win. So the poem begins, come and look out for me. Okay, this boy is very confident that the place where he is hiding, nobody will be able to search him. The boy is hiding in a tool shed which is dark with a salty smell around. The poet tells the poet tells the boy that he should curl himself so that his feet are not visible as he hides behind the sack of sand. So look here, see how the boy is hiding. Okay, you can see the sack of sand. So the poet says that you curl yourself so that your feet, they are not visible to your friends. Further, the poet cautions him that if he does start shouting again, he would risk drawing attention to his hideout. So then again the poet cautions him that you should not shout. He thinks that he should call out for his friends, but then he says no, this is not the right time. Wait, let them keep hunting. Okay, and if the boy shouts, he would risk drawing the attention to his hideout. Another problem is the cold floor, but then children who would be searching him out would look near the bushes, and so the poet advises the boy to be careful not to sneeze. The floor is very cold. Okay, the poet tells the boy that don't sneeze. Okay, you are hiding in a place where nobody will be able to find out where exactly you are hiding. So even if the floor is cold, please be very careful you will not sneeze, because if you sneeze, if you make that sound, the boys will understand where you are hiding. Finally, the seekers come and the boy does hear them mumble and stumble. Okay, so the boys are very close to his hideout. Okay, the boy can hear, the friends are very close by, they are discussing something. Okay, and he understands that his friends are somewhere near. After listening to a series of quick commands the boy holds his breath, shuts his eyes, and hopes that they would not find him. So the boys are very close. They are discussing something. He hears them talking something very important, some quick commands. They must be discussing, you go there, you come here. So all these things they must be discussing. So the boy is very scared. Okay, that if he breathes also, they may be able to hear him. They are that close. So what does he do? He holds his breath. He shuts his eyes and he hopes that his friends don't find him. Soon the voices fade as the children move away. So the friends are not able to find out where the boy is hiding. They were discussing something about the boy some time back. They were so close that the boy could understand. They are somewhere very close by. But what happens? The voices fade away. And how do they fade away? Because they have left that place and gone away. Finally, after a long time, the boy decides to come out. So finally this boy, he decides that he will come out, and he assumes that he feels that now I'm a winner. Okay, let me come out. His friends were so close but they still couldn't find him. So he decides, now it's my time to come out. However, he finds the garden empty and all quiet. So when he comes out, what does he see? He sees that the garden is empty and everything around is very quiet. There is complete silence around, and his friends are not to be seen. All the children have gone home without him. So all this while he was sitting inside the tool shed and he was thinking that his friends, they will be looking out for him. But his friends have already gone home. They have not even informed him, and they have already gone home. The poet now asks him where his friends are. So the poet questions the boy, where are your friends? Okay, they were supposed to look out for you. Where are they? Thus, the poem ends on a note of mystery about the boy and his false notion of being a winner. So all this while the boy was thinking, okay, fine, such a fantastic place I have selected to hide. These friends of mine, they couldn't find me. Okay, and then he says, I'm not going to disclose this place to anyone. It's a secret. Okay, but then what happens towards the end? Okay, he has a false notion that he is a winner because his friends discontinued playing long back. They've already gone home, and this boy was still hiding in the tool shed. So let us see what message do we learn from this poem. Hide and seek has deep and important messages hidden in the detailed description of a familiar childhood game. It emphasizes the importance of recognizing and availing the opportunities which life presents one with. The poem is not just about a childhood game, but it's about life. The difficulties which the boy faces after deciding to hide in the shed are metaphorically used for the obstructions one has to deal with while walking down the road one chooses in the life. Now, the boy had decided that he will be staying inside the tool shed for some time. Okay, the floor was cold, but he decided not to sneeze. Okay, he had to cramp himself inside that tool shed. The situation was not favorable inside. He could, he could get that salty smell, but still he continued to be there. Because he had chosen that path for himself. He had chosen that place for himself. Likewise, if in life you choose a path, okay, you have to deal with the obstructions that come your way. Because it's a path that you have chosen for yourself. The boy's determination to win and succeed enables him to be strong enough to overcome all these difficulties. It was very difficult for him to stay inside, for a very long period of time. He couldn't move, his legs were hurting, okay, he wanted to sneeze, he wanted, the floor was very cold, but still, this will to win that made him stay there for a very long period of time. Also, the other boys are competitors which one has to deal with in life. They are described as prowling like as if they were predatory animals waiting to strike on their prey when it is unaware. So the friends of this boy, they were competitors. In life, you will face a lot of competition. Okay, but you have to be ready to face all those things. Such are the problems life throws one's way. But if, like the little boy, one has a predetermined aim in mind, it is not difficult to pull through despite them. So if you are very confident about your goal, nothing in your life can stop you from achieving that goal. Like this boy, he was very confident. He wanted to win. So he faced, he had to bear all the conditions inside the tool shed. Then there's another message that we get to know is that of making the maximum use of any and all opportunities that life and luck bless one with is conveyed in the last few lines. The boy could have enjoyed the thrill of glamorous victory, which would have been ample compensation for enduring through all the frightening aspects of Toolshed, had he come out and declared his presence when the seekers turned away from his doorsteps. The boys were very close, remember? Had he come out at that point of time, okay, he would have emerged as a winner. But then what did he do? He waited there for some more time. He procrastinated, hoping that his delay would put the other children in awe of his brilliant hiding spot and earn him more glory as the victor, only to find out that his continued absence had made them lose interest and move on, leaving him alone and disappointed. The boys were very close to the tool shed. Okay, they were standing there, they were discussing something. Okay, the moment they left that place, he should have come out at that point of time. He should have grabbed that opportunity, but he didn't. Okay, he procrastinated, he delayed it. Okay, and why did he delay? Because he was thinking that his friends must be in awe of the place where the boy is hiding. But what happened? He delayed, and this continued absence of his made his his friends lost interest in the game, and they left him all alone and disappointed. So when he came out, okay, there was nobody to enjoy his victory. He was all alone. The game was over long back, and he was still hiding. So that's it from the poem, students. Quickly we'll cover up the poetic devices as well. As you all know, this poem is a free verse. There are no rhyming words towards the end. Obviously, when there are no rhyming words, the poem happens to be a free verse. The figures of speech. Alliteration. What's an alliteration? When the sound of a particular word is repeated. That particular figures of speech is alliteration. Let's read out. The sacks in the tool shed smell like the seaside. So the sound of S is repeated for better poetic effect. The dark, damp smell of sand is thicker now. Again, this is alliteration because the sound of D, dark, damp, the sound of D is repeated. Again, smell, sand, the sound of S is repeated. That makes it an alliteration. If you remember, students, I had told you to find out few more examples. I have listed 2 examples of alliteration. The bushes hold their breath. B, the sound of B. Bushes, breath. Okay, the sound of B is getting repeated. That makes it an alliteration. Let them hunt a little longer. So again, the sound of L is getting repeated. Let them hunt a little longer. The sound of L is getting repeated. The next figures of speech is personification. What's a personification? Okay, when inanimate objects are given human life, okay, that figure of speech is called as personification. It is personified. The darkening garden watches. So garden over here is personified. It is given an action, human action of watching something. Clear? The bushes hold their breath. Again here the bushes are personified. Okay, they are given a human action of holding their breath. Reference to context. This was given to you as your homework. Let's discuss this as well. Something tickles on your nose. Your legs are stiff. Just a little longer and then creep out. They are not coming back. You have tricked them properly. All right, push off the sacks. That's better. Students, here the word tickle, K is missing. Kindly excuse me for that. So here we have the lines. Question number 1. Why are the child's legs stiff? Answer. The child has been hiding for long and sitting cramped in a position to hide himself from other children. So it's been quite a long time that that he is not sitting in a comfortable position, and that's the reason his legs are stiff. Why should the child be there for a little longer? The child should be there for a little longer as the child is assuming that the others might be nearby and on a lookout for him. So he must stay inside the tool shed for a little longer. Why are they not coming back? They refers to the children who were playing along with the child hiding in the tool shed. Now that he has been hiding for long, they have given up on him and probably gone back. What does push off the sacks mean here? Push off the sacks means the child has been hiding for a long time. He should get up, push off the sacks and go out and look out for his friends. It's high time that you've been hiding over there. Now go and look out for your friends. Also students, B6 and B7, those questions were given to you as homework. It is a personal response question which you have to answer on your own. Like I told you in our last video students that I will be discussing the paper pattern as well. So here I have the paper pattern. Question number 1 will be scene passage of 5 marks. Then we have answer the following. In that you have 3 marks, answer the following questions and reference to context. Then we also have grammar for 5 marks and writing skill again for 4 marks. So total is for 20 marks. One very important thing students, you will read the passage very carefully before you answer the questions. Also be very thorough with all the chapters that we have for your exam. Your 2 lessons and 1 poem. Question can come from anywhere. Okay, be very thorough with the format of writing skills. Clear students? All the best for your exam. Do very well. Take care of yourself. We'll catch up very soon in the next class. Sai Ram and bye-bye.